everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. How are you doing today, Ryan? Happy 2026.
Hello. Happy year.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to be back.
Yeah.
Hello, chat. I can't hear you. You will have to speak through Neal.
Perfect. Chat has literally nothing to say. In fact, they are forbidden from speaking today. All right. So where did we leave off last?
Let's see. Last session. So long ago in the before times.
Mm-hmm.
No. Or 5 minutes ago before the autoplay kicked in.
That's true.
Let's see. Yeah, last week we played Phoenix, the
Mm-hmm.
acolyte of Radiance.
Mm-hmm.
Radium.
Mm-hmm.
And he undertook a quest to parlay with the shadow dragon.
Yeah.
I know I went up at the end. Wasn't sure if I would add more thoughts there, but yes, the shadow dragon, age class 12.
Uh-huh.
I dare not speak her name on stream because that would make it real.
Uh-huh. And you've forgotten it.
No, I'm never forgiving you for this one.
No.
The age class 12.
Wait, no, it's cool.
The Great Worm Shadow Dragon, big bad evil guy of what, the last 10 years? Her name is Flicker.
Yeah.
And that was not what I was expecting. She was also kind of small, but apparently her breath weapon can send your
level down by
soul,
3/4.
Yeah. Blast your experience into the shadow plane or something.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if she's big if you are level 4 when you have to fight her.
Joke's on her, I'm only level 3. And we also learned about it. There was a he in Lake Mysterium. I don't know if it's some
yes.
But the hags who serve hags plural. There's a whole family of them now. The hags who serve her flickerance, her flickening, seem to speak of the he of Lake Mysterium with a bit of respect or caution or something along those lines, indicating something that is on the power level of an H class 12 shadow dragon. So some demigod level entity, but that was not my job, so I shat my pants once for one session and got the information I needed and delivered a message back to Dragon Peak.
Okay, excellent.
And I think, as I understand it, we've got another mission. I don't remember how much. We kind of ran out of time and skimmed through the debrief last session, but I don't think we can just pick up some point in the future.
Yeah, we're going to pick up quite a bit in the future. We're going to kind of skip ahead a little bit. Our first session, not our first session, but our first quest with Phoenix was to go visit a Dark Knight, and that was in 1516. And then 2 years later, in 1518, we went to Lake Mysterium and dealt with, or sent a message to the Shadow Dragon there and received one back.
Yeah, there were 3 specific questions that I was sent to retrieve, and surprisingly, Flicker just gave me answers, and then a message of, I don't know, maybe a taunt, if you will.
Yeah.
Delivered to return to shine.
Yeah.
But Phoenix delivered the message faithfully, and yeah.
That was easy. So we're gonna skip another year, and when I say a year later, 2 years later, I'm doing some soft rounding here. So
who's keeping track?
A year from here is actually
going to count.
15.
I ain't got no math proficiency.
Early in 1520 is when we're going to pick up. It's been 14 or 15 months or something since the
last session, but 4 years total.
Correct.
Phoenix is actually getting up there. When does middle age start? 45 or something?
45, yeah.
Okay. think he's 38-ish now. So if we do too many time skips, I'm going to start having to adjust stats. But we're not there yet.
We're definitely not there
I might
yet.
also be like half dragon by now, so I don't need to worry about such things.
Well, we haven't really been playing very much with the commitment ladder because we've been kind of stepping in and out and in and out. We don't have enough time to really
get
into
but Phoenix
it all.
has been committed since like I don't know, like the initiation, the bathing in the dragon blood and all that, and getting spells. And like one of his first round of spells had armor. So I think he has walked through the last 4 years with dragon scales on his face. Seems pretty committed.
Seems pretty committed. I do have a mechanical ladder where by getting more attuned, you gain bonuses.
I forgot all about
and drawbacks.
those. We looked at them at character creation, and then we probably should have interfaced with that system, but didn't. Is there a table that I roll on or something?
I built a separate little
a dock. Can you link me the dock? I haven't seen a version in about 2 years.
That's because the version hasn't been changed in about 2 years.
Okay. Are you going to just narrate it to me, or?
Well, I think we're just not gonna. I don't think we've got really the time to do it justice. If we played with it, we would be, it would take enough time that there wouldn't be enough room to probably do some questing, which is a little unfortunate with the one session every.
You really want me to fight your ogres so bad that we can't roll on your? Oh, it's a commitment ladder. Okay, no, you don't need to. Okay, let's skip this whole system.
Ryan's afraid of commitment, everyone. You've heard it here first. Except, for the wife, the kids, and the degrees, and all the things that required a lot of commitment to get to.
That's why I'm so afraid. I learned my lesson, or I didn't learn my lesson 5 times over. And
but now he's got it. Now he's ready. So we're going to skip all that commitment ladder. You can tell me a little bit about what Phoenix has been doing, because I know you've got a proficiency in mind that you want to take.
Yeah, I was snagging riding land-based, which I guess means I've been riding about the countryside, serving as a emissary of her radiance. Doing her bidding. Certainly nothing as noteworthy as treating with the Shadow Dragon, but probably other similar forms of reconnaissance and diplomacy.
Yeah, I think there have been a lot of events you have been sent not to intervene in, but simply to observe and give an account of what has happened from your eyes. Because Shine, her radiance, radium, maybe doesn't trust the word of regular people that come to her. If there's something important, she sends one of her own people to witness it and then give a report. Yeah.
I would like to point out that among my bonuses of being a warlock is a 5% chance to learn spells. Sorry to derail your lovely narrative.
That's a good thing.
But that would bring my spell learn from 65 to 70, which means my 69 Ride the Wind would have passed.
Yes.
Which means I've got Ride the Wind, and you cheated me last. Means I can. Do I even need riding land base now? I can fly, Neal. I've been flying around the realm. 69 Ride the Wind. How do I add that to my character sheet?
Let's see. I do believe that.
You see what else is in this document that you had me skip, along with all the commitment.
Well, I think when you take a step on the commitment ladder, it's very similar to gaining a level where you can then re-roll any missed spells that you have failed.
69 wasn't a miss, Neal. It was that was a pass.
You hadn't committed at that point in time.
I think
you didn't realize you could. I mean, you definitely did realize you could, but you haven't gotten the one minor power that comes with it, or the
magic spells.
That was the first level on the commitment rung is spells, mana regeneration. And the drawback is that you can never get into a divine
the second rung
class.
is the 5%. I see. Okay, so that wasn't...
Right. The second is the 5% plus a minor ability of some kind, and a small visual change that reflects your patron or granted power that, you know, you might be able to disguise, but if someone truly searches you, they're definitely going to see it and realize that something's up.
Yeah, I feel like I've already got the small visual change, but maybe I guess that expires with when spells expire and all that.
Yeah, and you do have markings of like been burned by dragons in the past, but this would be like proper horns that are growing from you, or like webbing between your
wings
fingers
to ride the wind.
Yeah, little wings on the backside.
All right, so you're telling me I've been riding a pony around the countryside. How far and wide will I have ranged in this past year or two?
In this past few years, you will have actually gone over quite the amount of territory. Do you speak Dracissian right now?
Phoenix is quite bright.
Yeah.
He speaks Dracissian, as well as Mystrian and a bit of Green Tongue.
Then you have been sent many times all the way down to Wicthron Rorenta, to the Wicker Throne, as those who are less aligned with it often call it.
That probably holds an even more pronounced meaning to
a fire
like
user.
Phoenix, who I can quite literally breathe fire. Is the throne actually made of wicker?
No.
Does Phoenix get to go to the throne room and treat with? Would that be the Empress herself?
It would be the Empress, but you don't treat with the Empress. You show up for certain ceremonies or certain events that her radiance would like an account of from someone trustworthy.
Okay. Probably like masked and robed and quietly observing from the conspicuously from the corner.
One of those things that's not a fun adventure to play through, but is important.
No, especially with 7. Like Phoenix is not very good at this, but he's proven himself reliable and accurate and loyal. Mm-hmm. But I have 7 charisma and 6 perception, so this is probably like one of the worst people in the universe you could send to inconspicuously sit in the corner and listen or like diplomatize.
But you're the one who speaks Dracissian, right? So
to a prudent observer, maybe they would think that this is Shine showing that she wants to be seen. She wants a blundering acolyte in resplendent purple robes and a gold dragon mask at the royal event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not only have you been sent there, but you have been sent to High Castle to observe some events there. In the missing time, there have come and gone many monarchs that have been appointed for Eridon. And they are all... There seems to be some sort of problem in Eridon, and the monarchs keep dying before they can really get going.
In Eridon?
Yeah, because the Eridonian...
Where's the seat? Is it...
It's now in High Castle. Yeah,
High Castle.
but
okay.
The locals are problematic. The locals are not necessarily taking to Dracissian rule very well, and they're protesting sort of in the back doors and in the shadows, and it's been hard to get someone to stay on the throne very long. So there's been long periods of it being empty, and then someone being appointed, and then like 3 months later them having a weird, unexpected death. Yeah.
Out of curiosity, who is the current ruler and who's been deposed in the past few years? I don't think Phoenix would be particularly aware of any of this. Like he's like a peasant or he's not. Yeah.
Well, at first there
houses, he's just
One of the early monarchs was one of the members of the Dracissian royal family, they were the first person to be like appointed to that throne, and they died very, very quickly.
In the prior to the war, which family would have ruled High Castle? Was there a king of Eridon at some point?
There was a queen, Kiara Sanguine.
Sanguine. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but when
she just disappeared, right? She never. Okay,
that's
so
right.
She is
the demons
large.
showed up. And she
Yeah.
just sort of vanished from the city one day with her personal guard, and no one knows what happened to her. and then there were undead, and then everything.
And powerful magic items as well, if I recall, right?
She had many. What happened to their treasury is lost to no one really knows.
Legendary bodyguards and a wizard.
Yeah,
capable of interplanar travel potentially. Speaking a bit out of character here.
She had a gold dragon for a friend, well, not a friend, but as an advisor for generations. The same dragon, but the dragon fucked off, and then months later, weeks later, years later, I can't remember exactly when, the queen disappeared too. So after that, Eridon just fell into chaos, and then High Castle had its own people that they tried to have run things, and then when Drekis took over, they're like, here is your new, and then the new leader was killed. And then it's just been a little struggle to stabilize Eridon. There's a lot of
I've been there.
Voices.
Has Shine? This is just right across the canal. Shine has to be involved, right? Or is this when Shine is finally getting involved?
No, Shine is not particularly involved in this.
Okay.
This is a human problem. Shine serves Imric McGarry, who runs Mystria, and the appointments of High Castle belong to the Empress way down here. So, it's...
Shine does not serve the Empire? Indeed, the whole realm?
Shine serves Imric McGarry. Shine does not serve the Empress Wick. And that is a bit of a point of contention. You can sort of feel it in the air when you talk to other people outside of Her Radiance's realm. I think the view that you have is that Shine rules everything because she's the fucking gold dragon, and like Imric is her right-hand man, and the Empress is sort of like beneath both of them because the Empress doesn't actually have any real power.
It's on different planes, different levels even. Mm-hmm. She's a gold dragon, right?
Yeah.
Like she's on a whole different hierarchy than the kings and queens and empresses of this puny plane of mud and yeah mud and blood and guts.
Mm-hmm. And to be clear, she's never said anything to you like I'm the real power. This is just, it's apparent to you.
Well, the meeting with the Shadow Dragon was interesting because that's almost Shine's polar opposite. Probably more powerful. But content to brood in the shadows.
Yeah, I mean,
for literally centuries longer than. Anyways,
what would a shadow dragon even do? Like out in the sunlight, in plain daylight? That's not even. You can't be a shadow dragon if you rule an entire kingdom directly.
So that's like the South Pole, 200 miles away. Is this this plane set to implode on itself when light and shadow meet?
Well, that's a story for another time. Yeah.
Now, I heard you've got me some combat encounters, and I'm ready to roll some flaming balls.
Yeah, because today Shine calls you into her lair once more. And you approach the dragon in her cozy... as I mentioned to you before, she has many layers, right? That she takes up Scoria's former position. And today you are finding her in the Hall of Mirrors. That's the Throne of Mirrors. It's one of the many lovely little throne places. And in this spot, she is taking a human form, sitting upon a chair, a throne raised up a little bit higher, and scattered throughout this room are all these lovely little mirrors of different shapes and sizes and positions and angles. And as one of her acolytes who's been here many times, you understand that from a position on the throne, there's enough mirrors scattered in the right ways that you can see basically anywhere in the room, just kind of slightly tilting your head here. And it also creates this unnerving feeling as someone walking throughout the room, because if you look, away from her, you might catch her gaze looking at you through a mirror somewhere. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Phoenix kneels before his liege. I've been in the Hall of Mirrors before.
Absolutely.
Well, yes, I'd bow close enough to take her hand if she were to present it, but
she does not.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No.
So I've just exposed the nape of my neck to the Dragon Queen.
Good. Let me just...
Like, Your Grace? How may I serve?
I have been informed of a growing problem. Minor though it may be at this point in time, its threat, if left unchecked, could one day become existential. This is a fine opportunity for you to show your capabilities. I don't want you to fear failure or fear cowardice. Should you be unable to reach your destination, I am more than capable and willing to handle this one on my own. But it would serve as an excellent test of your judgment and abilities. A group of Akubans many years ago made contact with, and she pauses and like kind of taps her fingers on the armrest of the throne while looking at you. There's clearly something she wants to say, but she's trying to decide like how best to approach it. What were you gonna say?
I think Phoenix closes his eyes and listens to the tapping of talon on glass. Is the floor made of
stone?
Is the floor reflective as well?
No, it's not reflective. Yeah, but she, wraps the nails.
Mm-hmm.
These Akubans made contact with a unsavory foreign power, and who helped them spread plague through the southern cities of Akuba. Beyond our concern, but horrifying nonetheless. Aldir and Pike's Point were temporarily inhospitable. But that was many years ago. The same foreign emissaries were recently spotted leaving Foghaven, headed to the ruins of Slagmire. One of your lesser comrades looked around, found a old temple that was being excavated from below. It's probably there that I don't know if it's the same Akubans or if it's a new group. But whoever it is working with those who would use disease to finish off their enemies. These plague friends, monsters, doctors, whoever they may be, must not survive. And their works must not survive. And their laboratories must not survive. They must all be purged with fire. If they get up and running, if their pestilences and rot spread from Slagmire, we may find ourselves in an all-out civil war. So I need you to go and burn it down and not let a scrap of disease leave that place. Bring with you not any hirelings, minions, translators, or guides, for they may be unwitting carriers of this disease. And when you are done there, I want you to travel here without stopping in a town, village, or city. Come directly to me, and I shall purge whatever illnesses you have picked up along your path.
This abomination cannot stand in your realm, Your Grace. I shall act as your claw. I shall breathe as your fire.
Good.
We'll be done. Gold dragons can bless at will, right? Is there something special beyond the bless spell? Like, is there a blessing she could confer that lasts longer than 6 rounds?
That's a fantastic question. Let me consult the scrolls. Gold. Dragon. The luck bonus power of a mature adult dragon is used to aid good adventurers. By touch, they can enchant one gem to bring good luck. Gem is usually blah, 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 blah. The enchantment lasts 3 hours per age category of the dragon, plus 1d3 hours.
That's fun. She's like age class 8, isn't she? 6, 7?
She was 7 during Tombs of Scoria. I doubt she's aged enough to hit 8 by now.
Okay. But still, that's like
it's a day. Yeah.
Yeah. Bless me with your radiance.
Only
not that I would have the gall to ask, but it seems like something that she would do. Give me a bless my sickle or something, and give me a +1 to hit and +1 to saving throws for the next 24 hours. Come on, not to tell you how to bless your acolytes, but that seems like it would be common practice.
Yeah, but she has to give you one of the gems that's been embedded in her hide, and then it only lasts for a day, but you get to keep the gem.
Okay. It specifically calls out a gem? She can't just...
Yeah. The gem is usually one which is embedded in the dragon's hide. When the dragon carries the gem, it and every good creature within a 10-foot radius gains a +1 bonus to all saving throws and similar dice rolls. But...
I got this useless-ass spell.
Which one?
I thought I did. Didn't I get the terrible mask spell, or did I fail that one? Or did I have that, like, gem-encrusted mask for that useless spell? Are those not blessed? Oh, I guess it only lasts a day, so if they were blessed, it's expired.
Yeah, I thought you picked up
Watchful
that
Ward. Oh, no, I failed. Okay. The dice spoke. Good call.
Got it.
I'm talking about all this mask. Anyways, all right. Onward. Anyways, enough pleading for blesses. The measly +1 bonus is not worth the groveling.
It's not worth, yeah.
All right. Do we have a stables of horses ourselves, or do I wander into the countryside and charm some poor peasant and steal his horse?
At the entrance to the lair, there is a little camp filled with, they're not like, they're in the same organization as you, but on like a different plane, right? These are the people who have sworn to, defend the dragon's den, but don't actually have to do any real work. They're just the lair guards, and they've been given money and appropriate equipment and a certain amount of honor and prestige. And to the normies in the world, they're like, ooh, the people who like work for the dragon, but they don't work for the dragon like you work for the dragon. So they have a stable of horses. And when you come out,
I come out without saying a word, and I pick the best horse in the stables and walk out like it's mine.
And they absolutely let you go. They kick one of the grooms to go get you a saddle if need be. And
I think does one need a saddle? Is it better to ride with or without?
With, by leaps and bounds. Okay. Yeah.
And we go. We gallop. I don't know what bonuses you can get for picking a dope ass horse, but I think I can get to, I think probably one rest to like water and feed, but probably do it in one.
Unfortunately, you do have to come south and go along the road.
The exit is here, but the road is probably even faster. I think I will skip Crownhold and ride across the plains if that's
perfect. Yeah,
faster.
Yes. You can easily
right up.
Well, you have to. The problem is that the rivers, they're not fordable and crossable, so you actually have to go.
Okay, and cross through Crownhold.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I probably that's fine. That's all the better. I can feed and water my horse in some stables in Crownhold and continue on my way.
Sure. Her Radiance did not give you a big sack of gold this time, but I think you have some amount of cash on you already if you need anything.
Assuming I didn't need to sell off or not pay living expenses for the time scan.
No living expenses necessary. What sorts of things do you bring with you on this journey?
I'm good. I mean, cool. I don't want to deal with counting rations if that's okay with you, but that's
fine. It's a couple-day journey.
Got a corroded ass sickle and my cultist robes, and I can breathe fire. I'll be good out there, okay?
Perfect.
Don't worry about it.
You keep saying breathe fire. What is this fire breathing spell that you've got?
I mean, got only level 3, but got flaming spheres. I got burning hands, which feel like comes out of my mouth, even if you're going to tell me it doesn't. I'm going to keep talking about it like it comes out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I feel like Stinking Cloud is like corrosive dragon breath.
Yep.
I got this.
Perfect. Okay.
Just don't crit me with your goblins.
We spent
it sounds like we got zombies ahead. or worse.
We spent a day getting past Foghaven, and then the next day we're going to spend on our way up through Slagmire, a brand new place which you have never been before. Before the war, Slagmire was a real town. It was destroyed mostly during the war, and now it is just a sad, sad ruin at the very top north end of the peninsula. It's in a swamp. It used to be a proper city, and you're not sure what to expect when you arrive. Yeah.
Well, considering it is, even in the best of times, it was called Slagmire. And it is apparently an ancient ruin built atop the Weeping Bog. Just across the canal from like the dead forest.
Yeah.
On the far north of the country.
Yeah.
This all the writing on the wall is screaming.
Yeah, it's kind of not great. As you make your way on the second day of your journey into the edges of the swamp of Slagmire, the Weeping Bog, I need you to make me a a surprise check. Do you have a penalty to your surprise from your low perception?
I don't actually. I have 6 perception, but apparently that's still a 0. Probably 5 when you start getting penalties.
Probably. Go ahead and make me a surprise check, which is a D10. You do not want to roll a 1, 2, or 3. An 8 is an excellent roll. I need a little token.
I'm an adventurer, trotting past the muckwood into the Weeping Bog. I'm not surprised to see just about anything here. What time of day is it? You said it was more than a day's ride to get.
Right.
Okay,
so
I
you've
see
traveled
28, 24. Okay, that's about 1 day on horseback.
Yeah.
And then we would have left Foghaven in the morning, 17 miles. So it's like late morning. Good time. That's a perfectly reasonable time to enter the ruins.
Yeah.
What does not surprise me?
It's a good time
to enter
a
not surprised to see here? Yeah.
You are not surprised when I'm going to bring us to a little map.
Can I cast spells from horseback? As long as it's still and I have a proficiency, right?
I think so. If they're somatic, you might need, it depends on the somatics, you might need like full body motion. But if it's like burning hands, probably not. That makes sense?
Yeah. Maybe like 3. Okay. Right.
Yeah. Well, you're on your horse. You're entering the swamp. You're on the lookout because you heard, foreign powers, plagues, blah, blah, blah. You're ready for it. And sure enough, as you're coming on in, the duckweeds move, and climbing out of the duckweeds, you see 3 stinking goblins.
Yes, we shall roll initiative.
Perfect. Yes, they are attempting to like climb out of the duckweed in such a way as not to attract your attention. However, you notice them, and as upon you noticing them, they will take immediate action. Now, it's just 3 sad little goblins against 1 horse rider through the swamp. They would be forgiven for not recognizing your power, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll roll into initiative with the weapon, I guess, but I'll probably be trying to just talk. Point out the error in their ways. Ooh, they are fast. And I'm slow. So I don't know if I can speak on their turn as I like slowly. I guess the sickles is, it's a speed 4 weapon, but getting it out of its sheath is difficult, right? It's not just like you gotta like unbuckle it from the side. And it's a farming implement, not a quick draw dagger.
Yeah.
All right, but I will tell them, I speak Goblin, so I will like be whatever, gesticulating to them with my low charisma. That like,
well,
it would be foolish to attack goblins. I am an emissary of her radiance, but I don't know how well that translates. Arky barky, don't do it.
Coupled with trying to get the sickle out at the same time and maybe looking back at the horse.
Do they rush up and attack, or do they have ranged weapons or something?
No. This one scurries forward with a small weapon in hand, and will take a
attack me or the horse. Do I get a bonus for being? There's no high ground penalty or anything. I can just attack my legs.
You get a bonus to hit attacking them. Honestly, if you're on a horse, they should get a bonus to hit you, but they don't, because you're a lot less
penalty.
A bonus, because you're not moving on a horse.
No, but it's also like you've got to swing up. You got less visibility. There's like a projection of the body. We're not going to argue this. There's not in the rules. There is neither a bonus. It doesn't mean
correct. And the rules.
I'll
there's
take
nothing...
the high ground on my turn, but they can just attack with that.
Right. Well, the first attack comes out. It's a short sword thrust towards your leg, which is a wild miss. And the next goblin, also coming out of the muck and the swamp as fast as possible. How slow are they through the muck?
Can they? I guess they're really. They cannot wait. Their movement. I guess they could. That's not a charge though. He had to like go up and around the muck.
Yeah.
I don't think he can move that far and attack. Right? He could probably only move 60.
Yeah, I think this
feet.
One. You're right.
This one.
80 feet.
Actually, even this one probably can't. Maybe he can. You can't charge through mud. Yeah, I think even this one can't.
One of them gets to.
He's moving at half of that. Anyways, yeah.
The other 2 must close with you, but not be able to make an attack. And I guess if we're doing that, then this guy's going to come this way, up and behind you. So you are properly surrounded by 3 goblins on your turn.
Oh, surrounded. I think I will. I would like to avoid attack. So let's have Horsey attack with the kick behind me. And I would like to swing
sorry.
with
This is
sickle.
a riding horse, not a war horse. Your riding horse is not.
Maybe when it takes some damage, it'll kick. And I will swing with the sickle. I don't think at level 3 I get any bonus, but I do have high ground.
Yes.
Which I'll go ahead and incorporate in there. It's a miss.
That's
okay, so I swing I try to get my horse to kick, and apparently it doesn't listen, and I continue to shout in Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we're rolling initiative again.
Yeah.
Wait, 4? 5? How many goblins are there? Goblin leader! Okay. If I had realized with that many, I would have started casting a spell, but I will continue to,
But you didn't, right? That's...
But I didn't. I mean, my initiative's already in there. I guess I go, yeah, so...
one of the goblins goes first. Yeah, this guy behind you. He's came up behind you last round, and this round he finally gets close enough to plunge his little... it's a long dagger, a long twisted dagger into the back of your leg, and you can hear him saying to his friends in Goblin, "This one's easy. He'll be mine." And with a 9 to hit, it's a wild miss. Whoosh. The next goblin from in front descends upon you, calling out to the others, "The horse! Save the horse flesh for later!" Wild miss as well, leaving us with the next set of goblins who are emerging from their spots within the swamp, lurking forward. And not quite enough, I do believe. Oops, you can't go that far.
Okay, so the one, yeah.
There we go. Something like that.
If I move, do I provoke opportunities, or are they targeted at the horse? Like if I rear up and try to backstab, can I command the horse to withdraw while I attack? That seems like a reasonable request of a riding horse. Either way, when it's my turn, I'm gonna roll an attack roll. So.
Yeah, you can make an attack roll. You can move the horse. I don't know if you can withdraw a horse. Yeah, of course you can, right? Everyone can take a withdrawal action, right?
I mean, I'd rather kick it, but.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am up next. Cool. Yeah. So
yes.
And I think the guy behind me, he looks like he's to my right. I feel like I could slash out and crit him, right?
Easily. An 18 modified 19 is absolutely a critical hit. Roll me double damage.
For 9 damage. I just slice his head off, and I back up the horse into his, like, I trample his, I guess I stay on the road, but that his direction, that I back up if I can. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can provoke Oaze on the horse, I'll take it. If it's on me, probably not worth it.
And I think if you're backing up, like you can maybe getting a horse to back up is a little harder to go forward. That's not impossible. A riding horse, not necessarily.
We're lining him up for next round. But the horse rears up, and I turn and decapitate a goblin. It looks like one more is after me. I don't know which is which. There's so many of these.
It's this. If you mouse over the things, it'll show you. Who's next.
So at least I turn to face him, so he doesn't get back attack. I'm continuing to
back.
Yeah.
I think if you back, they will
be gone or share his fate. But I think
they will take opportunity attacks on the horse as you back up.
I don't want to. I mean, okay. All right, sure. Cool.
The first one will hit for 3, and the second one will miss. Roll me 3d8 for your horse's hit points.
Yeah.
Luna, you good girl. Sorry, that's the dog.
11, not great. But I picked
terrible.
The best one.
Yeah.
Right. So that was one. Okay. 2. Yeah, there were only. Okay. And then did someone get a turn?
Well, the goblin leader also shows up.
Oh, is he waving there?
Yeah. He's leading from the back like a good goblin would. And he'll cross the
almost
section
looks
of
like
swamp.
a spellcaster.
This guy carrying a bigger shield than the others. And the last goblin, who's the one adjacent to you, will take
not
a
anymore.
thrust.
How
because
far
you kept backing. That's right. And you're off the map.
But he can probably run to close with me.
I think so, because you're backing up the horse, and the horse, is moving way more slowly going backwards. So he also would have had an attack of opportunity.
Roll the hit.
On the horse, which would have hit the horse for 3.
I'm regretting this attack of opportunity. Or this withdraw. I thought it was a withdraw.
Yeah, but you can't take 2 actions on your turn. That's not allowed.
She's a.
It's your action to command the horse. Yeah. I shouldn't remove the horse's HP. I should keep it on the die. There we go.
That's 1/3 of 20. I feel like I can back up far enough that they would have to continue charging. Right, 1/3 of 24 is 8. I can withdraw at 80 feet.
Yeah, but the horse doesn't go forwards and backwards at the same speed, right? Like if you back up your car, you can't hit
Well,
you can't hit
back
120.
up, provoke OAs, turn and run 60 feet, turn around to face them. There's 80 feet of movement. He could charge and get to me, I guess.
All
well,
right.
resolve the crit, but yeah.
He charges you. Ah!
Well, how much damage did the crit deal? Oh, it wasn't.
Oh, it was a crit hit. I didn't even realize.
Well, hold on. Maybe it's not. What's the AC of a horse? Is 15 AC or something, right? Or even 14.
It's 13. It does clear by 5. Yeah.
Oh God.
So that'll be a 3 plus
8
a
plus
5
3
is an 8.
I think the horse actually goes down.
Your horse goes down as you try and back it up. Okay. You have a horseback riding proficiency, so you can actually just dismount on the fall, and you don't get trapped underneath the horse. Excellent.
That sucks. Now I'm mad.
Well, now the goblin rolls a 3 to hit you, and we are in this spot. Yeah. Let's roll some initiative. You are quickly getting surrounded by these small creatures.
Not even. No, hold. Okay, I guess we didn't even. Yeah. Okay. Level casting from 2. Yes. Yeah. It's pretty similar. Which I think Flaming Sphere is the better one. How fast? Oh God, they're so fast.
Ooh, 8 is not the best initiative I've seen in my life. It's not the worst. There are 3 goblins who will. Actually, one of them is dead. There are 2 goblins who will go before you.
How I withdrew from 2. It was the 3rd one that got me, so I'm like at least a few feet back, right? I guess that still means they can.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I think the
extra
and then
5
I
fell behind the horse, so I'm probably like 1 square off of the map, and maybe he closed. But anyways,
I will move all the goblins to 1 square, and then I will move you back. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Our first goblin.
Oh, it looks like I'm only seeing 2. Oh, and then the leaders at the same time.
The first one will scurry forward, putting himself before you, thrusting with his little point. 8 is a miss. Whoosh. The next goblin scurries forward. What's your AC, by the way?
14. We haven't talked about how we're doing spell interrupting in this campaign, but I'm not sure if I'm going to like the... I'm not going to like the system no matter what we choose, but it's the myths. I'm getting so lucky.
Well, as long as they don't hit you, they can't interrupt you.
Yeah. All right. I've been talking about breathing fire, so let's do it. 3-foot radius sphere within 10 yards, rolls whichever direction at a rate of whichever direction I point. 30 feet per round. Okay. But it's within... What's the range? Where am I? Within 10 yards. So 10 yards is 30 feet, and I can roll 30. It's very far. I think I'm better off, conjuring it like next to me and rolling it towards the leader. I was gonna start it at the leader if I could, but I don't think so. So I think I just like breathe it here. Creatures in contact must make 2d4. Those within 5 feet suffer 1d4. I guess I'm not really. Yeah, I think it'll. I do have control over it.
Yes.
So I guess I probably don't. I don't have heat resistance or anything like that.
Nope.
So it's probably best for me to start it here and roll it 30 feet towards the. Let's roll it this way, actually.
So you were.
I guess 30 feet is that way. I'm casting it, and can it roll the round that it casts or not?
Flaming Sphere spell creates a burning blah blah blah. It rolls whichever the direction points at a rate of 30 feet per round. Over barriers less than 4 feet tall.
Let's start it there and roll the initial damage, right? And then we can decide if I can roll it now or later. So the guy that it landed on takes 2d4. And the goblin leader, I guess, is going simultaneously, but he can't interrupt the spell at this point.
Something you should know, it can be extinguished by the same means as any normal fire of its size. So if you roll it across the swamp,
that's a bummer.
Go out.
That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. All right, so the goblin it lands on takes 3. Do you want me to roll 2 for the other 2 individually, or one.
Yeah, well, let me give him a saving throw versus spell first.
Oh, there's a saving throw.
Yes, for half damage. No, for no damage.
No damage. Interesting. Okay. So the other two creatures they're in contact, right? The guys right next to it.
They're within 5 feet.
They're within 5 feet. Okay, so one is in contact, two are in 5 feet.
Yep. I will roll me 1d4 for each of them.
Yeah. Top one is 3, bottom one is 2.
Okay.
They each get a save, though.
They do. They need to roll 1d20, and they need a 17 or better. So the top one fails, the bottom one fails. The top one will take 3. Oof. And the bottom one will take 2. Oof. All right, and now you're rolling at 30 feet.
Yeah, but it's let's see. The sphere moves as long as the caster actively directs it. That almost sounds like an action, but they don't really have the language to do that.
Right, it is an action to move it, definitely.
Yeah, but the second line is it rolls in whichever direction the wizard points. It seems like I could start it rolling, but then I would need to stop it. But I can roll 30 feet. So I guess I'm asking, can I attack this guy in the same round that it's summoned, or is that a next round activity? Like, can it spawn here and roll at a guy within... Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense what you're saying. I've always been unclear on the wording here, and it makes a big difference. But I think it's more fun to say you can move it the same round it comes into existence. You create a flaming sphere, and you roll it.
I go...
Yeah.
And breathe it from here, I guess in like a 15-foot arc there. And I don't cross the water because that would extinguish it. So
well,
like
roll me 2d4.
Swooping right to the shallows there. Yeah, 3 damage, and it will like end the turn on top of this guy.
Yes, well, it will kill that guy, and he will die.
Oh, then I can like point it back to me and move to there, but we can resolve all this. Yeah.
Perfect.
In future rounds. Goblin leader is going simultaneously.
Yes, it is. And the goblin leader is coming up here. He rolled in for movement to get nice and close.
And witnesses all of this, hears me roar and conjure a fireball.
Yeah.
I don't have time to taunt him at the same time as I'm breathing fire, but it seems like a morale check kind of moment.
He gets a little bit of movement at the end of the round because, he's moving towards you, then the fireball appears, and after getting a little bit closer, he backs off a little bit. Yeah, definitely wants to take a step back. The goblin over here, just down the road from you, has witnessed this, has watched his friends burn, did see the horse go down, makes a morale check, decides that he's not paid enough. In fact, he's not paid.
The flaming sphere, I think, like, the horse is now on fire. Maybe my saddlebags are too. That's why I asked her, do you really need... Oh, I actually didn't say saddlebags. We said saddle.
Saddle, yes.
Burn in leather.
And this is just a dead goblin. All right, so one goblin flees. We have 1, 2... Well, yeah. 2 goblins and a goblin leader left. Let's roll initiative.
Yeah, I think... Can I attack and... Actually, I think I'm content to attack and let the sphere just burn where it is.
Okay.
Where is my combat? Initiative.
I do believe you go first.
Okay, so spheres tick. Do they get a save every round? Probably.
Every time, yep.
So 4, 2. Is that all that's left alive? Pass and pass. So I guess I shouldn't even have rolled.
They take no damage, but your sickle still comes out with a natural
critically
one.
Fail.
Yeah.
And I shout in Goblin. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine.
What do you shout?
You owe me a horse. I don't know. It's fine. We'll fight it out. I think I'm anticipating that they will flee in a round or 2.
No, you're absolutely right. They immediately flee. The goblin leader fucks off. This guy that's next to you goes and jumps in the swamp, provoking an attack of opportunity as he runs away.
Yeah, I murder him. Oh my god.
Oh my
he's so dead.
God. Well, he has 3 hit points. You could roll double ones. Nope.
No, because it's D4 plus 1.
Okay.
2.
Then he's definitely dead. And the other one was also
Does he run through the flaming, turn around and run through the flaming sphere?
Even worse, he like
trip over the burning. He's on a burning horse, Neal.
He's running towards danger and away from the fire. So yes,
okay. That's only a 10. I'm not on the high ground unless I climb on the burning horse.
He has 10 AC from behind. Yeah,
4 points of damage.
The goblins are cut down where they stand.
I don't think I will pursue. I think I just roar. I'm mad they killed my horse. The flaming sphere, I think, only lasts 3 rounds total. So we have 1, 2. I either put it out in the river or it's gone up at this point. I will continue on the road.
Well, the thing is that goblin leader does run, but he gets, far enough away. Like, what is this, 100 and something feet away? And then he turns back down. Face you.
Feet. I will. Okay, I'll charm him.
And takes a knee.
Saving throw versus spell.
The goblin drops to one knee and bows his head to the ground.
Cool. So I assume you rolled your spell in secret.
I did.
And I walk right up to the goblin. And I rest my sickle on his throat and say, in Goblin, you owe me a horse.
I serve the highest power. That is you.
I serve Radiance, and for the rest of your short, pathetic life, you will as well. And I don't, yeah. Okay. I look around to make sure I'm not getting, surrounded by other goblins.
Give me a perception check. Yeah, there's no more goblins.
I use my good eye.
It was an 8 for those of you who didn't see it.
Okay, I'm focused. Are you the leader of your tribe?
I am. We faithfully served the last dragon that ruled these lands, and if you will have us, we will faithfully serve you too.
I'm not going to waste the detect evil, but I assume goblins are just straight up evil, right? They're cosmologically evil. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this.
They are, you would know, you've dealt with goblins around. They are purely self-interested creatures, but that self-interest can be relied upon. If they can safely stab you in the back and benefit from it, they absolutely would. But if they're afraid of you, they will serve. Yeah. Selflessly. Well, ish, yeah.
I am an emissary of her radiance, and I'm here to purge the swamp of the plague that infests it. Take me to the temple, and I kick him around to his feet and send him down the road to lead the way. Presumably, I look around to see if the other goblins are lurking out of the swamp to join us, or...
I think you killed them all.
Was that really all of them?
You know what? One of them did run away from you. Yeah.
There was one further. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the goblin leader before you says, "What is it that we seek to destroy in the swamp?"
He's talking and he's walking and talking, correct?
Yes.
In front of me. But I guess he's only at moving speed 6, right?
Yeah. He's much shorter than you. He's kind of slow.
Behind me.
You got to slow down your pace to keep him in front of you. He looks back and says, "What are we removing from the swamp?"
I hesitate. Heard rumors of a plague. He flinches knowingly, I assume.
No. He
I'm going to make that assumption. Okay.
A plague?
Nod. You've seen nothing?
I know of no plague. No sickness here other than what we pick up in daily life.
No death? No darkness?
Great death and darkness,
nothing stirring underground?
Always something stirring underground. But I know of no plague.
Well, we shall see. And if I find you are lying, I will burn you along with it. What is your name, Goblin?
My name is Snarl.
Well, lead me to the temple. I say I'm assuming that he knows about the temple, right? I'm back. Yeah. So, anyways, I hurry him along. I think I can. He can jog or something.
Sure.
I get frustrated that he's slowing me down, and I bark at him and push him along the road, make him jog at moving 12. I don't see any other. He leads me alone. I don't like.
For now.
His whatever doesn't join us. Okay.
For now, the goblin known as Snarl will ask you, my divine grace, who is it that I have the pleasure of serving?
I am Phoenix, and I am neither divine nor royal. I merely serve the light.
How shall I refer to your utmost majesty? Oh, with nothing, of course. It is not above my ability to speak.
I don't need to roleplay Goblin. Does he take me to the temple?
The Goblin takes you down.
I don't think Phoenix speaks like trade Goblin, right? Like he was the whatever. He treated with Scoria's like Goblin servants, so like had to deliver grain shipments through them or something. But, like,
right.
I don't know.
Well,
it's a nuanced conversation.
It does appear the goblin is like happy to bow and scrape at your feet and wants to.
Yeah, I think that's what that makes me. It's weird. Like I feel like I should feel uncomfortable, but it probably feels really good to have a goblin toady. This is almost better than that horse. I'm glad I didn't.
As we progress through the swamp, at a certain point, Snarl will hold up a hand, panting as he's jogging after you, and say, "Hold my." Your power, please hold. And then he will shout in Goblin, come out, muggles! Come out, warts! And emerging from little spots hidden in the swamp nearby are a few other goblins lurking in ambush. And he'll call them over, and he will demand that they tell him where the temple is. And in your broken goblin, you can hear them sort of arguing over, like, temple? Oh, the humans used to worship here. No, they used to worship there. I've seen this. Well, this building is round like a temple. This one has a round. And they're arguing over, for a few minutes over the definition of what a temple might be directly in front of you. Until eventually, one of the more bright goblins in the pack says that he saw the last group of people that came through here with their wagon went into a ruined building, or went near a ruined building on the north side of the swamp. Maybe that's the temple. And they agreed that that's probably the best place to look, without asking you for clarification along the way.
Yeah, I have little interest in getting into a squabbling match with goblins.
Perfect. Well, why don't we head to the Goblin Temple, whatever it is?
Phoenix commands them to lead the way. I don't know if I get just Snarl or if I get a whole Goblin posse, but
he will bring his minions, and they will serve as scouts to run ahead of you.
I guess he is Goblin leader.
Yes.
Lead on, Goblin leader. Lead on, Snarl.
We're gonna take our first break right here.
On the other side.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death.
I have a question for you, Neal.
Yes?
Do I get a high ground if I piggyback ride on my goblin bro?
I think
it's a rhetorical question because the answer is yes, and so I won't erase the +1 hit that I had left over on my character sheet for the horse.
You're just gonna ride the goblins into battle?
Yeah.
Excellent. Your movement rate will be 3, but you'll get +1 to hit.
Worth it. No, metaphorically. What have you got prepared for us? That was a long break. I know you were slanging assets like it was your job.
Yes.
The temple ambushes us from the road.
The temple reaches out and grabs you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You've become a stone sentient.
At least this creepy. Where are we off to? There's a creepy cabin or something where a wagon dropped off a heavy load.
There is there's a building up on a cliff. It used to be probably normal ground, and it's an old ruined thing, and it's sort of the ground upon which it was sitting has decayed and crumbled into the swamp over the years. And apparently there is a cart that has come to this area that had enough people that the goblins didn't feel comfortable attacking it. You were just a singular person, so you're obviously
Was it a horse-drawn cart or a wagon with oxen?
Oh. You asked this of the goblins?
These are the skills that I have, Neal. These are the proficiencies. These are the tools the game gives me. So I roll an animal handling check to wagoneer. Yeah. What is that? Yeah.
You asked the goblins, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so confused. The goblins will tell you that it was not drawn by animals. It was pulled by people. 4 people in front pulling it, and 3 riding upon it. And the ones upon it seem to be
alive or dead?
Quite alive. They traveled in daylight, and in this day and age, after the light of Illumis has shone down upon all of humanity, the undead cannot stand the sunlight, or else they will be burned by it.
Neal, is daylight longer or just more intense?
More intense.
Post light of Illumis. So it's not a longer day, it's just while it's there, it melts undead faces.
You do not notice any difference in the daylight. If it was not for this moment with this bright shining light beaming down from the sky that everyone was able to see and the whole world was talking about, the day that the sun shone with unusual clarity and brightness, and ever after that, undead have disappeared from the lands by daylight. You probably wouldn't even, if you were in a coma, you wouldn't have known anything has happened.
This is a surprisingly insightful conversation to share with a goblin. Lead on. Take. How close can we get to the shed, or whatever this?
Quite close.
Wherever the wagon was going.
Yes, the goblins will take you to an area, and sure enough, you see one of these mesa-like protrusions coming out of the swamp. There's quite a few of them scattered around as everything slowly falls into the swamp, and the swamp slowly falls off
hills?
the cliff.
There's hills in the swamp. Can we see the world map, or switch to it?
I will bring us to the world map, yes. These hills have a flat mesa-like quality to them, where it was once solid ground and everything is just sinking down, and so they're flat on top, and then they kind of buckle on the sides. It's not like a nice gentle incline up and down. It's rather steep at times.
But there's a road, right? Is it stones?
This is off the road,
or is it just mud?
Yeah,
just wagon rut. Are we following wagon ruts?
You were on this road right here, which is a stone paved road that goes to Slagmire itself. But the goblins are telling you that the place these people have gone is not towards Slagmire. They went this way, and then they went off and further north into the swamp to a different area away from the ruins of the town.
Okay. Do we pass through the ruins on the way, or we just skip it entirely and
you
get
see
to
them from the road or from the trail? When you peel off and go to the right, you can see toppled towers and ruined walls in the distance.
Anything that you would gracefully consider a temple? It's daylight at this point, so still, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like afternoon. Okay.
Within the town, there must be many temples.
What would be? Okay. We're looking for a temple that's underground or something along those lines. So.
Well, you follow the goblins.
I guess I urge the goblins along.
Yes. They take
faster, posse, faster.
They take you off the swamp. They will wade before you, seemingly having a good idea of how to traverse the swamp. You never see them scouting out the terrain. They always seem to kind of weave this way, weave that way. making good time and good progress. And never does the water get above your knee as you go this route. By an hour afternoon or so, you do come. One of the goblins will call out something in the distance. One of these hills with broken sides that has a ruined building on it, and the goblin will point to that and say to you, "Ah, great one! That is where the people with the cart went. That must be the temple. Have we served you well, my master?"
But do I see any sort of structure?
Like an old building that's fallen apart, maybe like 400 years ago. It's not really in any condition to stand. You couldn't get inside that building.
Well, do you not want to see what's inside?
You want us to go in?
What's in there?
I don't know.
How big? I guess I approach. I hope the goblins don't go too far. What?
Does that mean you leave the goblins behind?
I think they're slower than me, so so if we're breaking it down to like the combat round time scale,
but you
I
go
take
forward.
I take a few rounds of movement ahead, I guess. Like it seems like they stop jogging and I move at movement rate 12 until there's
they do their best
a few
to
rounds
scurry.
gap or whatever. I'm like, come on, don't you want to? And like I'll How big is the structure? Or like what am I looking at it through trees or?
There's a couple of trees here and there. It's up a hill, yeah. You definitely get the impression that this was probably once a pretty decent-sized building, maybe 50 feet on a side, maybe 2 stories tall.
Made of, like, is it an old
building? Made of stone, yeah.
An old stone building? Does it have any, like, signs? I'm not going to waste a detect evil kind of spell, but is it a...
it's bright out, it's daylight.
Vibes, voodoo dolls or shrunken heads.
There's no sign of habitation whatsoever around this place.
Did we find the wagon ruts or still no sign?
You will find the wagon ruts as you get closer. There's one of these little islands that the goblins were sort of walking between, and that you stumble across as you're making your way there. And sure enough, there are deep grooves where something heavy and wheeled was rolled across this island. Sometime.
Like once or many times?
It's mud, and it's soft mud, so it could have just been the once. You need hard stone to show a well-traveled route. Or hard-packed earth, but in soft mud, signs come, signs go real fast.
Well, I continue on, look over my shoulder to keep track of how far away the goblins are. Are the goblins like full on turning around and leaving, or are they just like
they are following
120 yards? Or I guess not. No, it'd be 60 yards that way.
They are following you as fast as they can, but not only are they slower than you, they're also shorter than you, and so you are just at a great advantage moving through the muck.
Yeah, I trudge through cautiously, turn head over my shoulder, and like bark and goblin, like, "Hey, hurry up!" and keep moving.
All right. Well, that's perfect, because you're barking in the goblins and you're plowing straight ahead, and you will see from around one of the corners of this bluff, a little human head pops out, and then the rest of the human pops out with a crossbow.
Oh, okay. He's not a zombie. It's just a person.
It's a person with a crossbow, and roll me a D10 at +1
Surprise,
because you're probably not surprised. So a +1 on it. But you rolled a natural 1.
I'm totally surprised. So he gets if he's like takes the first shot at me.
He takes a crossbow shot. 100%. Yeah. Yep. 1d20 +0 to hit. Although you get a +1, you have a -1 to your AC because you're surprised. It's a 13. Woof. The bolt will pluck into your...
It would have been... Did it hit me in the head or the heart?
Wait, but your AC is only 14, isn't it? 13.
Oh, with surprise?
Yes, the crossbow bolt.
Did I just surprise myself? I don't think I have any bonuses on my end.
No, and even if you had Dex, you would lose it when you're surprised. The crossbow bolt will do 1d6 plus 1 points of damage to you. That is 5 points of damage. How long does armor last?
It's forever.
Until you take a certain amount of damage.
I think I'll be dead before it matters, but 8 plus 1 per level, so 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so now 6 left. But yeah, that's...
You will take
I shout out. And I'm going to roll into initiative back. You said 5?
I did say 5, yeah.
Yeah. Switch back to common, shout out. How many things do I see?
You just
targets?
see the one target.
Or is that is it a dead archer? Does he have the plague, Neal?
If he had the plague, he wouldn't. Well, if he had if he was undead, he wouldn't be able to stand in the sunlight. So he's got to be living. And he's just poking out around one of these corners. You know, he's got mostly cover from standing behind the corner and crossbow bolting, then ducking back in, probably to reload. So you don't even see him once he ducks back inside. You couldn't tell if he's running or if he's standing to fight. You have no idea, but it is initiative time. You are up to your knees in swamp water. You are at half hit points. The goblins are trailing behind you. So bold is Phoenix. No concept of risk.
Yeah. Wow, that sucks.
I'm rolling initiative for any creatures.
I'm trying to pick my remaining. Yeah.
It's worth knowing that it has been an hour since you encountered the goblins. So any first level spells are refreshed. I don't think it's been 2 hours. Well, no, it's been 2 hours. Yeah, you had to walk through the swamp pretty far. So all your second level spells can be cast again without penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. One for you, one for you.
Guess I'll roll in with a sleep. I can sleep creatures that I can't see, right? I can just... One or more creatures. Undead are excluded, so that's a risk here.
No, you have to be able to see all the creatures that you're targeting with a spell.
That's just like in general, you need line of sight.
Yeah. It specifically calls out that you cannot throw a fireball into a cloud of darkness because you cannot see beyond the darkness. It must
it's better.
Yeah. Are you casting sleep then?
Yeah, I'm casting sleep.
Okay. Well, you win initiative. There was no one to sleep.
What? No, the person who just shot me.
I told you, he ducked he moved back behind the cover.
I cast it at the he's like fully covered. I mean, I guess at that point
Yeah, he ducked back behind the cover, so you couldn't see him.
And that was like point blank, so he's like within movement distance, right? Like, so if I'll let the spell fizzle and go to him, I guess, if he's not a viable target, but like... Yeah.
Maybe we should slow this down. You are on your way towards this building.
Sure.
You are not at the building. You've got some. He's at
but I got
crossbow range.
So he's within 60 yards or something. If he shot me without penalties.
Yes, he did shoot you without penalties.
And I can move that distance, I guess.
You can move that distance. He was, let's call it 30
yards
from you.
And 30 yards.
30 yards.
Okay. So I think I burned my spell slot, but I at least moved to see who it was who shot me. And draw my sickle and tell him in common that hurt. That was a bad idea. And yeah, what's the cover and who's the bowman?
You trudge across the swamp up to your knees and then down to your ankles.
That's okay.
Soon you're out of the swamp water. You're coming around the side of this like crumbling hill, and there is this man desperately trying to fit. He's already like drawn back the crossbow and he's trying to put the quarrel in, and you look up and you see this person who's like clearly got some form of leprosy. Like his face is all like rotting, blistering, pussy, kind of falling to pieces. One of his eyes is sort of hazing over, and he's looking at you trying to fit his quarrel into his crossbow.
Yeah, I'd kick the bow out of his hands if I could, but I think I'm probably out of burn. Does letting the spell burn waste the turn, or can I make an attack?
No, yeah, it definitely burns the action.
Yeah. But I don't think he gets penalties if he shoots me like in melee with
correct
while I'm armed.
It'll provoke an attack of opportunity.
So are there other whatever?
There are no other
plague,
people here.
Plague men back here?
No, but you do see an open tunnel that leads underneath this hill.
And the building is still like above, like beyond us. Not even on the
building
map.
is like 15 feet up the hill. Yeah, maybe
so
maybe
that's
20.
Close.
Yeah, the hill is 15 to 20 feet tall. The building is atop it. Yes.
Okay. Is there anyone inside there, or like any sign of movement or light or?
No sign. The building's crumbled.
Entrance?
You know, it's badly ruined.
Or any open doorways or stairways or like access points to said building?
No clear way up the hill, but you know you haven't walked all the way around. Maybe the staircase is on the other side.
Yeah.
You stand there. The goblins come trudging after you, but they are slower. They will not reach you this round.
They're probably still another minute from being able to roll initiative if they'll even come.
The cultist finally gets the quarrel in the bow.
He's a cultist?
Gonna shoot you.
I'm a cultist.
He's gonna shoot you. You get an attack of opportunity if you want.
Yeah, sure. I will take that. He's crouching behind cover, right?
I
get the
there's this
high
hill.
ground.
There's this hill thing that he
wasn't he crouching to get dot? Okay, or is he?
I think I might not have been explaining well, or you might not have been listening well.
Okay. Well, 14 is still a hit.
It's a hit no matter what. Yeah. Roll me some damage.
I mean, yeah. Don't shoot me, bro. Like I guess it was 4 points. Does he tank that?
He does not tank that. He withers underneath your scythe and crumples to the ground, blood squirting from his throat.
I try not to get blood on me instinctively, but I guess they can purge that. How's the crossbow? Did it stick? Does it look like a nasty ass swamp crossbow that's gonna poison me?
The quarrel that he's got in there right now seems like a perfectly normal everyday quarrel. It's been handled by a filthy sewer rat. The previous one that he shot into you, I don't know, maybe he had time to poison that one. Who knows?
Okay.
Probably not. That'd be crazy.
Let's see. So, I lost 3 MP. Did I gain any MP in the walk? Or
no.
Do I have to?
It's nighttime only.
You have to sleep.
Sleep.
Nighttime only.
Sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the cultist dies. The goblins are hurrying up.
So what kind of cultist robes does he have? What gives him away as a cultist? Does he have a funny hat? Like, how do I know you're describing him as a cultist? That's what my character sheet says I am. Mm-hmm. Is it my clone?
He is not your clone, but he does seem to have a uniformed sort of robe. It's brown with red and black like patterning along the collar and lapels and cuffs. Not quite like red stripe, black stripe. It's a little bit too poorly hand stitched that way, but there are these like red threads that loop and then some black red threads that loop at 45-degree angles for an inch off the hem.
How many yards would you say I am away? You said how many doors? There is an open doorway.
You
one
can
door,
see one tunnel, yards? No doorway, 10 yards.
Okay, cool.
You're opening up with a stinking cloud.
Yeah, I get a 1, so I think I just breathe some caustic gases down that hallway and poison whoever's inside. Let's see. 20 foot cube, 30 yards. Yeah, I just gas the place. Entrance on down. I'll rotten egg and several skunk cabbage leaves, which I suppose I eat. I consume. I don't eat them. I consume them.
Yes, and probably regurgitate them too. Yes, the area is filled with a stinking cloud, which will last for 3 rounds. And that is a cloud that you also should not enter, but that does give you your goblins
like 3 minutes.
Plenty of time to catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Soon the goblins arrive behind you, huffing and puffing.
Let's see. Okay. Any creature caught within saving throw versus poison, unable to attack and nauseous. Saving throws, and then it's 20 by 20 by 20. Does it move? Does it blow, or does it just sit there?
It will sit there, but it can be dispersed by wind.
I billow it down the. Anyways, okay.
Yeah. Well, it sits in the hallway as the goblins catch up to you. Finally, they arrive, look at the dead cultist in front of you, And one of them snarls and goblin, yes, we have found the appropriate master. We shall rise again. We shall rule again. All hail the master.
I'm out of MP. I'm gonna need to sleep. I'm at lucky 13. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Give it a moment for the caustic fumes to dissipate, and then I guess I will encourage the goblins to go. Are they proposing to pillage the lair, or are they expecting me to?
They are not leaders. They are followers. You will need to order them.
Do I hear anything? Like, did I poison it? Like, let's see. So there's nothing in the. What's in the front door once the stinking cloud dissipates?
It is an earthen tunnel that is barely reinforced upon the ceiling, and you can see that it's clearly just dragged out and then plopped into the swamp. And there's an area of section that's been filled in that doesn't really have any plants growing in it, but people have been excavating and just dumping earth into the swamp. And there is a dark tunnel leading underground here. And once the clouds disappear enough and you can look down into it, it's just an open tunnel leading straight back.
I guess I wait at the entrance for the stinking cloud to dissipate.
It has
by
dissipated.
Then the goblins have caught up, and I encourage them to enter the creepy swamp tunnel. Come on, guys, this is what you're made for, right?
The goblins go forward.
Okay. Yeah, I stand aside. How many? There's 5 in total, led by Snarl.
4 minions and Snarl.
Who is charmed, probably charmed for like a month. Treating me like I'm his best friend. Right, yeah, why don't you go first, Snarl?
The goblins will enter in, but the cave is dark. What do you have for light? Oh, sure, but what when you enter? Or unless you're just sending them in alone.
I think I
don't know
have
what you want to do.
torches, but those might have been burned on the horse.
Well,
and actually, what gear do I have? Yeah, I think I'll go without light for a sec. I have a light spell, but I'm getting to the point where I'm low on mana, and I think I would avoid wasting MP until 1 turn. I only got half an hour on it. So I think I'm saving that. I wait at least a few minutes to see what I hear the goblins do.
Right? So you're just sending them in.
I send 5 goblins down a hole, and I wait and see if I hear anything yell or any cries of joy or.
Yeah, well, the goblins go down. You do fairly quickly hear some sounds of shouting and what appears to be sounds of combat from coming within, and you can kind of see some brief flashes of light as if someone in there has a torch or a lantern or a light spell or something, but it's only occasionally crossing the area where that you would have line of sight to.
Yeah. I will follow and observe, I suppose, but I guess I give it by the time I'm hearing that, I'm a few minutes out, right?
Yeah, let me simulate some combat real quick here. How long is the hallway? Not terribly long. It goes for about 40 feet before it takes a bit of a turn. And then it's hard to see past that. Okay, and then on the return, we have this against that. And then we have... Let's see... we have this. Oh, right.
How much yelling do I hear? People getting stabbed up there?
I'm trying to decide how much yelling you need to hear.
Of pain? Somebody die?
Excellent. Excellent. And that means we get 1 over here for this. And we get 1. Ooh. Excellent. Okay. A few minutes later, there's the light, there's the sound of combat, and then a few moments later, running out of the cave are 3 goblins, the leader and 2 followers.
Do they look cut up? Like, did they get jumped and
they
backwards?
Look uninjured, but they run past you. They do not stop to report in. They throw themselves into the swamp and continue running while screaming.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna back away. I'll retreat into the swamp with them. Like, I don't get out of their way. Are they like running? It's like a tunnel, right? That we're in. It
was a tunnel that they came out of, and they beelined it and just kept going straight in a different direction. Yeah.
I'm faster than them, right? So do I need to roll initiative, or can I just retreat with the goblins and ask them?
You can just retreat with the goblins. Yeah.
Yeah, but what happened? What happened in there?
They ignore you for a little while. And after about 5 minutes of fleeing, then
the tunnel's that deep. It takes me 5. I thought it was only a few.
That's only a few feet. Wait. Okay, I think we're getting lost. They left the tunnel and are out in the swamp running away.
Okay.
And you spent 5 minutes running after them through the swamp, away from the building.
So I've lost sight of it, and they're not stopping. They're running. Do they look like supernaturally scared?
They look horrified, terrified. They were just worshiping at your feet, and now they're running without talking to you. Eventually, after 5 minutes, slowing,
the guy is charmed
and stopping.
Okay, 5 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
I guess 5. Okay. I guess it's just like a power walk for me, right? Keep up with 5 minutes. Or are they like running at the expense of?
No, it's a power walk because they're smaller and they're more affected by the swamp. Definitely.
What is it? What did you see?
The leader is panting, gasping, catching his breath. There were many of them, and
like 1 or 2. Where are your buds? So there's 3 plus 1. So only 1 guy went down, right?
They hacked my brothers to bits. 2 of them were down. You went in with 5, and you came out with 3.
Was it men? Monsters? Magic?
Men. Rotted, twisted, foul men, led by a visage with blue round his eyes. An inimical being.
Ghost? Well, I need to sleep somewhere. But for now, I'm going to lay a flaming sphere as deep into this hole as I can fit it.
That means you got to go all the way back to the hole.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes, but let's see. So I walk. So at least I'll.
Before you do that, you might want to consider how much MP you regain per night, because outside of the presence of your dragon's den, it's only, I think, 1 MP per hour, 8 MP per night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do. It's easier than HP.
Sure.
I shot with a crossbow.
Yeah. Why don't you walk right back to the place where the crossbow was? Yeah.
I got nowhere to go, right? I was told not to, whatever, not to.
You were told not to bring minions because, but goblins aren't really minions. You head back to the swamp, to the tunnel, yeah?
Yeah, I think I want to try to hit whatever's in there with a flaming sphere.
Excellent.
And then go rest after.
As you begin to head back from the tunnel, will come a Melf's acid arrow in your direction.
Before I can even see I guess I would have needed to get, okay.
Melf's acid arrow has a range of 180 yards, and sitting within the tunnel, he can see you well before you're in a good spot to Flaming Cloud.
Did not realize there's a spellcaster. All right, roll to hit, I believe.
I do believe...
I should not be surprised at this point.
You're definitely not surprised. There are no modifiers for range.
As a fighter of his own level or something like that?
Yes.
So he's going to have a plus. plus something nasty. Will you roll that publicly, or is this behind the screen?
I'm gonna roll it behind the screen. I don't want you to know
guess
the
you'll tell
level
me
of
the
the creature
total.
it's in. Yeah, I'll tell you the total. It is an 18 to hit.
That is... Shot me, Neal. You shot me twice. All right.
Yes. It does inflict 2d4 points.
And they get a save as well.
Acid damage. You...
Oh, but the save is only for the ongoing, right? Or does it just keep ticking ongoing?
Mel's Acid Arrow has no save.
No, it's an attack roll, right? So you immediately deal 2d4. I'm wondering if there's a damage over time component as well.
There is, but there's no save against it. It just does damage over time. Yeah, it's a bitch because you only have to make a roll to hit, so it's hard to hit. But when it hits, it's actually not the worst.
No, it's a solid spell. It's just a bummer because you just like, pew, and there goes the second level spell slot when you miss. Ouch! Yeah. This could be the end, Neal.
It could be. 2d4 is a total of 3. A 2 and a 1. But you're still in the swamp when the acid arrow hits.
Sorry, you say 3?
3 damage total.
And I know that I'm like melting. I'm gonna take another 2d4 in. Oh God, they're so. How far am I from the entrance?
You are probably like 160 yards from the entrance.
That is so... No, you said 130 or 120 is the range of melfs?
So 180 is the range. 180. Yeah.
If I run, how... No, I can't do this.
Nope. You can do 120 yards normally if you're moving quickly, and that's not in the swamp, up to your shins and knees. But I would like you to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Because if you can cast it once... You can cast it twice, maybe. Who knows?
I take cover. And I don't think I have anything that can operate at this range. I think I would like to retreat from Melf's Acid Arrow range and take cover, which like break line of sight so that he can't target me.
Yeah.
And
well, roll me a d10 plus 3 for initiative. And let's hope you roll
if I even
well.
have anything that... I think I'll just... Yeah, sorry, 3. Sounds reasonable. I think I'm...
Yeah, it's for movement.
6.
Oh, you just barely beat their initiative.
You said I was 160 yards?
You are 160 yards from the tunnel entrance.
All right. What distance do I see the cover? So I go first, right? I move and I jump behind like a tree or stone or...
Let's talk about the cover, because you're in a swamp. If you want, you could just lie down and put your eyes above water, and you'd be almost impossible to hit with anything. There's cover if you go forward.
I don't want to swim in the swamp, but I will. Yeah, I duck. And
there's cover forward and backward. Are you trying to get closer or further away?
How far forward? If I can get within, if I can go 40 yards forward and duck behind what am I? Am I looking up a hill at a building?
No,
or is the building is behind some trees? What's
water
obscuring
level. It's flat, right? It's flat because you're in water level. There's some bushes. There's some cattails that come out. There's the occasional patch of land that sticks up above that might have some shrubbery or a tree on it or something like that. So if you want, you can always dive in the water, or you can move forward towards one of these places of land and get behind one of these shrubs, or you could find one of these patches of cattails.
I'm making sure that I duck out of line of sight. So basically, I hope he burns another magic missile trying to shoot me. Mm-hmm. And I'll let the round tick. And how close?
I don't understand where you're going. Are you're
where
closing?
Am I going? I don't have a map either. I don't know. I'm closing to within 120ish yards and finding cover.
I think we need a map.
What were you doing during the break?
Building the inside of the temple. I didn't expect you to loudly shout as you were walking straight towards it in the clear open swamp. I
got 6 perception. I
kind of thought there might be some level of stealth, but I think I was wrong.
Stealth? I got fire bombs.
Okay, so what we're seeing here, I'm going to draw us over here to see this. The red is the raised hill. The gray with the hash marks through it is the like ruined building that sort of spills out and around on top of this hill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to draw it. It's going to be an orange box is the tunnel entrance that you have fled from. Mm-hmm. And you originally approached from the purple line, right? You came up from this side. The guy was coming and poking his head out, shooting down towards you. And then you came up, dealt with him, stinking clouded the tunnel entrance. And now you have fled out this way. So I'm going to put a couple of little hills with some greenery out here in the swamp.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but I can't. Can I see? They walked back inside the building or the tunnel?
Whatever it was that cast the spell, cast it from within the tunnel, and was far enough in that you could not see them.
Okay, and so I can just like go to the side.
You could, if you wanted to take time,
and break my line of sight to the tunnel entrance, if that makes sense. So there's some like entrance, exit, whatever.
Yes.
That they can go far enough to like make it so they'd have to like walk outside of the tunnel. I don't know. Yeah, hoping to break line of sight. Do they pop outside to like shoot me again? Do they burn a spell? Like, can I hear them casting a spell out of the entrance?
You cannot hear any spells being cast from the entrance. It sounds like you're doing your full movement to the side to try and break line of sight.
I think. Yeah, break line of sight. And
perfect.
All of my stuff is pretty far range, so I will move forward, whatever it is.
Excellent. You do see another acid arrow fire from within. And you will also, for every 3 levels the caster has achieved the acid, unless somehow neutralizes.
I forgot about my damage over time. Yeah. How much damage do I take on the tick? So it's like 2 rounds later that I take a tick? And there's no save?
There's no save. So at 3rd to 5th level, the acid lasts for 2 rounds. At 6th to 8th level, it lasts for 3 rounds, etc. So you will take another 2d4 points of damage this round.
Might just kill me. I would like to go out I hoped to burn my own body with a fireball, but this might accidentally kill me before I even get there.
It's another 3.
Okay. And I have no idea how long this lasts. So
That's right.
Can I blow up the goblins with me? How far? Do I have a line of sight of the goblins?
Yeah, the goblins are well back. Yeah. You asked them a couple of questions, and then you just turned and started marching back towards the building.
I think I probably take another tick of acid damage. I have no way to heal, right? I don't have any potions or any healing abilities that I'm aware of, correct?
I don't think you have any of those that I'm aware of.
What HP? What was that last?
You took 3, so you're at 2.
Okay, so you can be, so I'm at 2. If another tick goes off, I die, and I think I'm dying,
that's right.
Right?
That is right. If there is another tick, you will die.
It's not the first character I've lost this way.
To acid arrows in a swamp?
Maybe not acid, but I think I had a dice with that character that died to spider poison or something. Like you kill the spiders, but you get like a couple stacks of 15 damage poison a few rounds later, and I think I will. There's no way out of this. I think I just burn myself and as much of this compound as I can.
Well,
I have 13 MP, so I think that's.
It is initiative time.
Yeah, I guess I'll roll in with the flaming sphere and see. I guess I've got a round before, so I conjure it between me and the entrance and roll it, but I'm so far away. How close did I get after a round of movement?
You went tangential, so you are still probably 140 yards away. You might have even increased the distance, but let's say you go at a slight angle, so you're still 140.
10 yards. I can throw one of these left. Maybe I didn't want to roll in a flaming sphere. Anyways, does he go first, or do I?
Your initiative comes before seeing any spell effects.
I feel like there's no retreating. I just drop the flaming sphere
30 yards from you? On
30 yards from
yourself?
me. On myself. Destroy the... Are the goblins within 30 yards? Can I flame sphere the goblins? And then have a round to think about it?
50% chance? I'm not sure. Let me just roll a d6 here. 1, 2, 3. The goblins are in range. 4, 5, 6. They're not. It's a 6. The goblins are out of range. I'm so sorry.
I guess we'll start it between me and the goblins.
Oh, yeah, because
I'll
you
have
can
at least a round to decide.
Oh,
yeah.
but the flaming sphere gets doused by water.
There's water? There's no water on this
swamp.
map.
You're literally standing in the ocean.
All right, fine. I burn a flaming sphere.
It splashes.
It's still so like I can't summon it on land. It just immediately disappears.
No, there's a little spot of land nearby you. Yeah, you could cast it on this little hill right nearby.
I still have a burning. So I guess with the remainder, I'll move closer and maybe I got a burning hands left or something.
Closer to the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So flaming sphere fizzles. That's Oh, do I need to kill all witnesses? Do I need to kill the goblins? I don't know. Anyways, so this round I don't take a damage tick.
Right, there is no damage tick this round. They must only be level 3, 4, or 5. There's not an additional tick of damage. You move.
I run for my life. I get if I. Oh no, but there's a round gap. It's every 2 rounds or something. Every other round, or do you take damage every round?
It's every round over. It does damage. Yeah, it's over.
I'm alive.
You're alive.
Okay,
it's over.
I run.
You run towards the enemy, right?
No, yeah, no. We'll run the other way. I thought I was dying to the Melf's arrow poison.
Okay, we run away.
Yeah, outside of range of another arrow, but he's probably running low. I think I need to heal and find another way to firebomb the place.
Okay. Well, you can flee into the swamp. It's safe. The goblins will help guide you around. I think we are. I think you're going to need to rest a long time, right? You're at 2 out of 13.
Yeah, I might need to go. I may need to go back to Dragon's Peak.
There's no reason not to. Like, you'll literally heal faster in Dragon Peak.
Well, I guess I don't really need to see, or do I need to check in with Shine? Or can I just go back and rest? And
you could go back and rest, or you could go back in and tell her that you have failed. Or you could do anything. You could abandon Shine because you have failed her and flee somewhere else. And I don't know.
These goblins are strictly. Anyways, I take the goblins back and we go see what remains of the horse. Were there other goblins in the swamp that came and ate it, or did these guys want to go back now and eat my horse?
In your absence, other people have carved up your dead horse, but most of the flesh is still there.
Yeah. Are the goblins like excited about this? Are they like, oh, sweet, it's that?
No, they're still sort of sulking from watching their friends be cut to pieces and horrors overcoming them.
What about my horse? Still owe me a horse. I think it's a plague. It's not undead, so we don't need to worry about like leaving bodies behind, as far as I can tell. I think. Oh, I lost a flaming sphere, so I'm down to 6 MP. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run all the way back to Dragonstone. I might need to sleep along the way, but +2. I think I should probably burning hands the horse to destroy the evidence and run home.
If you wish to further char the charred horse, you may cast your spells upon it.
What about am I supposed to dispose of the goblins, or can I leave them to their sad goblin lives? I was supposed to have no. What's the policy on witnesses?
You know as much as I do. There is no handbook. You're in the wild fucking west. You've been given an instruction. You must interpret it. There's no clarification. Do I have
goblins are evil, right? You kill them, right?
They certainly have abused you and your family. And these goblins specifically said they used to serve scoria.
Yeah, I guess I give them the horse meat test, and if we rest at the horse body for a few minutes, and if I catch them eating it, maybe I'll burning hands to a lot of them.
Absolutely. If you just stand there and you're resting at the horse body, they immediately go to dig in on the horse flesh.
Yeah. I really liked this. I really liked this guy, but I think I have to. Right, the goblins they have to die.
Well,
that's right. Isn't that if you're trying to be lawful good, don't you kill goblins?
You tell me. It's a vulnerable thing to have to say you want to kill these goblins, but I'm not going to help you justify it if you don't want to do it. Do you burn them? Is that who you are, Phoenix?
I shake my head and I trudge back through the swamp.
What do you do with them?
Crawl my ass back to Goblin's Peak. I think I leave them here to continue their puny goblin lives.
Do you give them any instructions? Do you tell them to wait for you? Do you tell them to leave you alone? Do you tell them to go raid human lands and bring you treasure?
I don't think there's anywhere safe for me to rest other than Dragon's Peak, right?
I mean, you could rest in Foghaven or Crownhold.
Was I told not to stay in?
That was like when you're done killing everyone, you know, you might be diseased, so don't.
Like I got shot with this arrow. Like I feel like I might need to. I should get that checked out by I'm only like what's it 2 days? It's probably take 3 to walk. I take a horse. I think I walk back and find a farmer, and I'll drop a charm person on him and ask to borrow his
most valuable object in the entire world. You're gonna ride away on one of his greatest possessions.
I'm totally good for it. I'll bring it back when I'm done. I could even pay him like half up front or something as a down payment.
You know, Ryan, I'm going to be visiting you pretty soon, in a month or so. I was wondering if I could borrow both of your cars just for a little while. Don't worry.
You only have one bike. You can borrow one. You can borrow one car, or does he have a cart or something with 2 oxen?
You know, I'm bringing Lauren, and we both need to borrow each of your cars. Just don't worry. We're good for it.
You're better off renting, but if you.
The guy that you try and take
Are you really asking
from?
To borrow my cars live on stream, Neal?
I'm just telling you,
Put me on the spot.
A trusted friend wants to borrow your most valuable thing that's a deep inconvenience to lend them.
You've borrowed my car before?
Certainly, but for an errand, not for an indeterminate, don't worry, I'm coming back with it, bro.
This is totally an errand. I'll be right back with it. Can't you see that I got shot? Those guys down there shot me and I need to get to a doctor. Anyways, yeah.
Pass me a charisma check and you can do it.
Even they need to make a saving throw even to be my friend, right?
Oh, I'm assuming they fail, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they definitely fail. Oh my god, okay. He actually did
I barely passed, right? That's pretty. A guy walks up to you who's been shot and is like, dude, I need Neal, if you came in my house bleeding, I'd probably drive you to the hospital myself or something, but it's a horse. We're gonna ride.
That's true, we're not gonna ride the 2 horses together. He lets you have his horse. He lets you have his horse.
I don't even need a down payment, right? Your friend shows up on your doorstep with a bloody gunshot wound and is like, dude, give me the keys to your car. Do you ask questions? Probably. I mean,
I would definitely ask
a check.
I would get in the car with you and ask the questions on the way to the hospital, or to wherever it is we need to beat a bitch.
So does he come with me?
No, he doesn't come with you, but he does want his horse back, and he'll be hurt if you don't.
Yeah, I won't feed this one to the goblins. Don't worry. And we will horseback ride back to Dragon Peak.
You return to Dragon Peak, worse for wear.
I should probably.
Are you gonna tell Shine, or are you just gonna heal up and then go back and solve it?
This is an emergency. I got shot twice. One of them was with a magic arrow. I'm gonna go back, and we don't have clerics, right? Someone in the Dragon Cult has to have a healing / herbalism proficiency, right?
Someone in there certainly does.
Yeah. So I'm gonna book it Dragon Peak. I'll probably just skip sleeping and ride.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 days. I guess I need to stop in Crownhold. Can I get a doctor in Crownhold? Or,
absolutely.
No, Dragon's Peak is, but I can't get an MP doctor, so I go all the way back to Dragon.
All the way back.
And then I would be seen and more questions to answer.
Right. But what's the
charm,
gist?
but I don't have the forget spell.
You're not talking to Shine. You're just gonna take the acolytes and healing from the locals, and then you're at least in her house, so that way you can regain MP quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lick my wounds.
With complete bed rest, you can get 3 HP per day. You're down 11, so you need 4 days of proper rest to be back at full. And by then, I think you'll also have gained enough MP to be back at full.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and easy.
I will need to recast my armor spell at some point, but I think I have enough MP to do that.
Yeah. You can cast it and then keep resting, and it'll be fine.
Oh, do we talk about our quests while we're on them? I like tell this is like 4 days of bed rest, and I like telling. So who is there was an act that I just assumed there would be healing and
there is
yes or whatever delivered.
Yes, there is healing.
Adventure
it's not
through
through cleric. It's just through a medical professional who was who had some minor abilities, and Shine has helped to teach them and inform them. They are their original name was Bruce, but just like you, upon joining the cult, they are given a new name, and they're no longer called Bruce. Their new name is Wellspring, which is a mouthful, but it's a much nicer name than Bruce. And I'm so sorry to anyone out there named Bruce. The medic. Okay. You are, of course, permitted, unless you've been told otherwise, to talk and exchange knowledge. It's important in a cult like this to foster good relations and to exchange
I will
information.
ask pretty quickly, like, how does it look? I got shot.
You'll be okay.
Is it infected? So we like stitch it up, and then a day later, I gain all the way back to full, and like I don't catch.
Yeah, doesn't look like you're
plague.
diseased. Yeah, you're plague free. Yeah.
With a few more scars to show for it.
Sure.
Stitch it up with dragon hide.
Mm-hmm. Another armor spell on you. Okay, now is time for the unfortunate real-world logistical question, because I don't know if there's enough time to start this quest again and get there again. We do.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I got an hour, but I don't know if that's enough to wrap it up.
I don't know if it's enough to wrap it up either. I
will. I mean, yeah, Phoenix will go back there and purge the place, but I think that may be a little more logistics, right?
Yeah, I think then we will say, even though you have not gone to speak with Shine yourself, one of the others will have told her that you have arrived back wounded, and she'll put 2 and 2 together when you do not come see her immediately. Yeah. And she will summon you to her quarters when you're rested and healed, and ask for your after action report
and beg for forgiveness that I got shot. There was a spellcaster.
She is a kind and majestic leader. She does not belittle you. She does not berate you. She does not treat you poorly. She asks logistical information about how, where, when, why.
If she gives me the ear to
most certainly
to ramble, I will tell her it's there are also goblins in the swamp, and they ate my horse, and the men there's obviously a plague there, right? I'll describe the plague archer as well that shot me. That doesn't appear to be infected or anything. I don't think don't think I need the purging, but if she wants, she can. I'm healed up. She could. I don't think I could ever take a dragon fire. I hope she had a better purging in mind when I was done with this quest.
She will go herself to the place and unleash some dragon flame down that tunnel. She's not worried about the Melf's acid arrow.
Okay, quest failed successfully.
Yes.
And I can probably talk some experience into the deal.
You want experience for this? There's a couple of goblins in there. Yeah, there's a couple of goblins in the location. I defeated the
goblins.
You stole a horse?
Murdered a plague archer. Killed a horse.
It's worth noting that she does insist that you return that man's horse to him. It would not do for any of her acolytes to be seen stealing things.
Yeah. I probably should have paid him at the time. Yeah, I will bring the horse back. I mean, the horse will be it'll be in better shape than the unless we want to roll for random encounters on the way. Like I've got animal handling. We've probably got more wealth than that poor peasant. So I think we fattened his horse up for like 3 days, 4 days, whatever it was, and then I'll write it back for him. And
Perfect.
probably not.
Okay.
Can I buy it? Do I need to buy it? Do I need to replace the horse that
You do not
fed
need-
the goblins, or are they? That one's on the house.
That's
not
your
living
problem.
expenses.
Yeah, that's dragon living expenses. Horses are
I even
consumables.
I took the best one, and it wasn't actually that good. I was expecting like a war horse, like a light war horse or something.
Yeah, in this relative age of peace, riding horses they're so much cheaper to maintain than a war horse, which really needs good feed and good training.
Especially
and good
if you're just going to
efforts
feed it to goblins.
Especially if you're going to feed it to goblins, right? Well, you know what? It's not often that players fail quests and survive. But you've done it today, Ryan. That's worth something. When we come back
GG.
and our next time, there may yet be another quest for you. And maybe another level. And maybe another year skip. Who knows? But good job, Phoenix. You've done it.
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
Cool. Is that the end?
I think that's going to be the end. I will bring the stream down. Thank you guys. We'll be back sometime in the undetermined future, but one day.